So she's doing an audition. You talk about how do you stand out? How do you stand out? I'm auditioning for a Comedy Central daily show, and there's going to be a lot of people auditioning. How do I put my stamp on it? She's got, I think, 7 million followers. I never really followed her that closely in my lifetime, but now I'm kind of following her. She's got like 7 million followers. So she's like, if you pick me as your host, I will be able to use social media. If you can't use social media, nobody's watching you. Saturday Night Live, they really haven't been effective in using social media. Maybe they're not funny enough. They're too woke. But she's got some clips that even got me. I don't agree with her on a lot of things, and I'm interested. So I think that's good. But what do you do if, and I don't know if this is true or not, but say hypothetically you're a straight white woman. I don't know who else is, I have no idea who else is doing this weekly thing with The Daily Show. I don't need to know. I know they're going to have some black people or whatever. They're going to have some type of gay, black, some type of identity first hosts trying to take that slot. And so if you are a straight white male, if you are a straight white male, and if you are a straight black male, society's coming for your ass. For some reason, straight black women, right now, you're okay. A lot of them are identifying as whatever else. But if you're in those top 3 in the totem poles with no other intersectionality, they're coming for you. And they won't let somebody like Chelsea Handler, especially with her kind of making fun of Biden and definitely not being woke. We didn't see a lot of wokeness there. Chelsea Handler's very smart. Her campaign is bending the knees to the trans agenda. Not an accident. She has to.
Me, Chelsea Handler, cis white female, chilling in my trans-friendly bathroom. Because I'm trans-friendly, my bathroom is open to anyone except closeted Republicans. They get pretty freaky in airport bathrooms, so imagine what they would do with this body. Transgender people are some of the bravest people I know. They have the courage to live their lives authentically, despite being shunned and discriminated against in the pursuit of personal peace. We all owe trans people a huge thank you because it's now easier to spot all the assholes out there. Conservatives want to criticize you for how you identify, but they're fine with George Santos being whatever the fuck he is this week. By championing transgender people, we are giving them the acceptance and love to pursue their dreams. Would you want your dreams to be decided by others? I know I wouldn't. You're all perfect, and don't let a politician or a comedian or your weird Uncle Gary tell you otherwise. You are fulfilling your own happiness, and that makes you a better member of society than the hateful people who come after you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to RSVP to George Santos's bar mitzvah. Mazel tov-ish. Trans people exist. Get over it.
She won't leave that bro alone. She will not leave George Santos alone. I don't blame her. That's one of the weak spots for MAGA, cozying up to that, bruh. But you see what she did there. She's got a campaign to host the show, and she's like, ooh, she said it, I'm a cis white woman.
Oh, hello. It's me, Chelsea Handler, cis white female.
We are absolutely getting dumber as a species.
Chilling in my trans-friendly bathroom.
How is this a thing? Seriously, how?
Cis white female. Cis white female.
So now I've got to bend the knee, otherwise I don't have a chance.
We all owe trans people a huge thank you.
It's a scary thought in society nowadays. Taylor Lorenz, affectionately known as Tay-Tay, she's now claiming she's disabled for the same reason, in my opinion, that Chelsea Handler had to bend the knee to the trans identity. And if you have a take like mine where I'm like, I don't care, that's now pushing you towards the bigot. The take of, if you're trans, live your life, just don't force it on me, I don't care, makes you a bigot. You've got to bend the knee, or if you don't bend the knee, you're a bigot. Period. There is no neutral position on it. And here's Tay-Tay. What's her intersectionality? She didn't go with the gay, she didn't go with the bi, she didn't go with the trans, she didn't go with the non-binary. Taylor Lorenz tweets, disabled people are fighting to participate in society. That's all we want. While reading this tweet, everybody collectively was like, come again? Everybody was like, what did you say, boy?
What did you say?
Isn't that dope? That's so cool how she slid it in there. I don't know if she had a different moment where she kind of came out and said she's disabled. But if you hadn't seen that moment, that's the first time you had seen it. And your spidey sense probably started tingling when she said, we want.
Spider sense start tingling.
Disabled people are fighting to participate in society. That's all we want. What, come again? Like, it would be like me, like I've never said anything about me being disabled or anything like that. It would be like me coming out and saying, hey, I'm doing this video, I'm supporting disabled people and what we want. And then you'd be like, wait a second, who's we? We haven't even talked about how you fit into this yet. Is it the long pandemic? You're disabled because of long pandemic? I don't know. I don't know why she's saying she's disabled. Maybe she is. I don't know. But a lot of people didn't know. That's all we want. And then she goes with the we again. We want, this is intersectionality. She can't say we as a cis, if you're a cis white male, cis white female, straight black male, you can go with the black card, but nowadays that ain't enough. To go with the we card, you got to be disabled or something else. We want robust, layered pandemic protections that keep everyone safe and allow us to go to work, school, etc. safely. You don't have that now? No judgment here, but you should consider why that is so offensive to you. What's offensive to me is that I don't believe that you're disabled. And talk to me about that first. Where is that coming from? Maybe you can change my mind. But yeah, Taylor Lorenz is now claiming she's disabled. Just out of nowhere, just out of the blue. Tim Pool said, is she mentally disabled? Taylor Lorenz brings out that heat in Tim Pool. There's certain people that you might not get along with. He had no problem with her until they had that tension over the billboard, about the libs of TikTok. And mentioned Bill Maher. Tim's kind of fallen back a little bit on Bill Maher, but you mentioned Bill Maher back in the day, and Taylor Lorenz, the savage comes out of Tim Pool. He said, is she mentally disabled? Somebody said, I'm not going to use the R word there, but people are replying, this is hilarious. She's not going to get any sympathy if that's what she's trying to do. I'm disabled and people actually despise us more than y'all realize. So that's someone who's disabled kind of taking offense to her labeling herself as disabled. Again, I don't know either way. I'm not claiming it. I'm just saying it looks kind of funny. She is insane. Does that count? People are using the R word a lot. Pandemic protection, you missed the briefing. Pandemic doesn't work anymore. That excuse, you're trying to keep it alive, but that excuse doesn't work anymore. Some people took it across the line. Brave to admit her disability like this. Moron lady. This is the stuff. Tim Young, who's hilarious on Twitter and Getter, says she's legitimately a parody account at this point. I agree with that. She has always been disabled. She is nuts and she has no brains. And somebody said, my child is disabled. Please don't get a V in her name. I didn't V her, and I don't want you to get one either. So she's talking about pandemic protections. I mean, I'm just looking at the quote tweets, and the quote tweets are hilarious. My quote tweet for it was, it reminded me of Joe Budden. I don't know if Broken Traditions is still in the chat. I don't know. He might know about this better than I do. But back in the day, a few years ago, Joe Budden came out of the closet as bi. And it was very interesting because Joe Budden is like an Andrew Tate type of guy to me who tries to play chess with life and relationships. And Joe Budden was under controversy at the time. His podcast was great with Roy and Mal. It was unbelievable. I don't like it anymore, but no diss to him. The podcast was great. So he had this podcast. He was under fire for controversy. I'm not going to get off topic. But then all of a sudden, out of the blue, we never heard Joe Budden. He never really acted like that. We never heard anything like that. He never wore pink shirts or nothing like that. He came out the closet as bi. Not that that makes you bi, but he came out the closet as bi.
Of the LGBT plus Q plus organization Relationship Unleashed, Gwendolyn D. Clemens revealed that she and others from the nonprofit signed off on the baby's appearance at Rolling Loud, New York this past weekend. Fam, you got to get okayed by the gays to perform?
How do I spread this news? How do I spread the word?
I think you got to call the CEO.
Yo,
Yeah,
listen.
You gotta make sure it's okay.
I like guys and girls. Spread the word. I'm down.
All right, so the full context of that comment is that they're talking about the baby reportedly having to get the approval or blessing of the LGBTQ plus community before he can do shows or concerts again or tour.
And everybody was like, what? And it worked in a way, allegedly, because all of a sudden the controversy went away. And it was all about him being bi. And everybody was like, we never heard you. You've been on all kinds of shows. If he is, that's fine. But I can question, or we can have our own thoughts about this. That, all of a sudden you're bi, and then now the controversy kind of gets pushed under the rug. And then your ex, Tahiri, don't take my word for it, your ex, were they married? I don't remember if they were married or not. But her ex was like, he might be this or that. I'm going to show this tweet so I can't avoid the controversy. The controversy was domestic issues. And Tahiri was like, Joey may be a bad domestic person, but far from bi in her eyes. His ex was like, I don't know anything about him being bi. He came out as bi, got that intersectionality. I never saw any pictures of him kissing a dude or something like that. When it came out, I was like, okay, come out the closet. Come all the way out, bruh. Let me see the pictures. Not that I need to see them. I just want to make sure that you're not manipulating an identity for your own personal gain. That's what I want to know. We never saw anything like that. I haven't heard anything about him being bi since then. So Tay-Tay went disabled. Chelsea Handler went, I'm bending the knee to the trans identity. Isn't that scary to you that Chelsea Handler can't just audition for the show on her own cis white label? She's got to be bi. I mean, she's got to be not bi, but bend the knee to the mob of the critical gender theory. It's really scary to see that. It will affect you in all walks of life, all jobs. You're basically going to have to do that. You're not going to be able to put your name behind anything otherwise, or you're going to be ran up out of there.